The top three outfits that dominated last year's Teams Championship earned the privilege of occupying the remaining garages closest to the pit exit. The revitalised Holden Racing team celebrates 25 years this year. Their return to form yielded 16 podium places last season for Garth Tander and James Courtney, including a pole, 3 wins and 2 top 10 finishes in the championship.
We certainly showed in the back half of 2014, and particularly for my car, Gold Coast onwards, how strong we thought we would be, and we showed how strong we could be, challenging for race wins pretty much every weekend. So yeah, look, it's encouraging signs from the team. You know, we delivered what we said we're going to deliver, but now all that's behind us. It's now about focusing on putting a full year together and making sure that we're at the top of the championship at the end of the year, not saying we're going to be coming good towards the end. So it's about coming out strong at Adelaide. We finished the year really strong last year, and we want to carry that momentum into 2015.
I think with the level that the championship's going to, every year it gets tighter and tighter. You know, it's 25 guys that can win any weekend really, and that's the beauty of the championship. That's why it's so strong, and that's why we're thriving as a championship. So it's, you know, I think it's good. I think obviously the key guys are still going to be really quite quick, and you know, this year with it as it's getting more or tighter and tighter, the field consistency becomes more and more important. So definitely, I think the same guys are going to be quick, but it's going to be consistency that will win you the championship.
After their successful wildcard entry and appearance in last year's Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000, Super Black Racing will be a regular feature in this year's show. Kiwi outfit has aligned with ProDrive Racing. Andre HEIMGARTNER will take care of business in the driver's seat.
Yeah, Bathurst does give me a bit of confidence, but obviously, you know, coming to a year like this, it's totally different. It's only me driving the car, so it's all on my shoulders. But, you know, when you come from a development series and you move up to here, you know, I've always looked up to this category since I was little. So to make that jump at Bathurst and then to prove to myself that I've got what it takes, it was really good, and that's sort of carry on into this year. I'm expecting it to be tough. You know, I know these guys don't just lie down, and I've been doing it for a long time, so I expect I'm going to have to learn a lot. But I'm cool with that. I know I've got Frosty and Chaz and Reynolds to learn from, you know, and I'm in a good environment, so I don't think I could have it any better.
Next door, David Reynolds is back with Rod Nash Racing again for his 4th season in the green Bottle colours. The 2012 Bathurst 1000 runner-up had a lean season last year with a single podium at the final event in Sydney. Behind the scenes, there's been a staff reshuffle, and Davey will now be engineered by Brad Busherson, Lee Holdsworth's former engineer.
I did have a pretty tough season last year, you know, not a lot of results, you know, the cars probably weren't performing at their best. You know, you got to sort of put all that behind you and start afresh. You know, this year I've got a new engineer, we got a brand new car in the FGX. But in the off season, yeah, I've took a bit of a big mental break, probably had a month and a half off, I suppose, which is really, really good. You kind of need it at the end of like a really long year. I've been learning Muay Thai boxing, which is like, because I've just been doing the same old fitness stuff for a long time and I want to do something a bit different, so I've been learning how to fight people. So that's why if I crash into people on the track, you know, they come and challenge me in pit lane, I'll knock them out.
2014 was a big year for the Pepsi Max crew at Ford Performance Racing. Chaz Mostert magically pulled off a career-defining mega win at Mount Panorama, and teammate Mark Winterbottom was once again a championship contender. The new-look Ford Falcon FGX has revised aero, and ProDrive are determined to grab the series crown.
We really have focused down on the new FGX. You know, drivers have big input. We don't actually get our hands dirty, but we have big input into what goes into the car and what we need. This is my 10th year with ProDrive Racing Australia, and I've seen the AU, I've seen the BA, the BF, the FG, and now the FGX. It's another, I guess, generation that you get to be part of. So I'm excited. The car looks good, it looks fast, and it looks pretty mean, and hopefully that translates to track results. But yeah, it's great to be involved. Every time you get a new car, it is exciting for drivers. It refreshes you, it you know, motivates you and makes you work harder, so it's good to be involved again.
For me this year is all about consistency, so roll out a bit stronger at the start of the year and really try and push to the top 5 in the championship. So Last year we fell a little bit short of that, but obviously we had some amazing achievements last year with Bathurst and also winning at Perth. So I want to try and replicate those couple of things again, but also push a bit harder in the championship.
It's mostly been a decade of dominance for Triple Eight Race Engineering. More often than not, the outfit has produced the goods at Bathurst and in the championship hunt. Jamie Whincup is now the all-time champion, and Craig Lowndes is the series evergreen. For the Red Bull racers, this year's challenge remains trying to stay on top in the face of increased opposition, and in the case of Lowndes, beginning a new partnership with engineer Grant McPherson, previously from Ford Performance Racing.
Grant's come on board. He's obviously very experienced in the campaign of V8 Supercars. He was looking after Mark Winterbottom the last couple of years, so he brings some new ideas, fresh ideas, which I think is great. I think you're right. I think a change is almost as good as a holiday. Obviously, this weekend is really focused on working with Grant, getting that rapport going, getting the communication, and making sure that we're talking the same language, which is always the hard thing. Jamie went through this time last year with Dave Couchy. So my turn this year, but look, I'm really excited. I think it's got some new challenges in front of us, but some good ones.
Obviously, number 6, yeah, it sunk in to some degree, 20-30%. But as I said at the end of last year, the majority of it won't really sink in for many years to come. But certainly had a great break. Batteries are recharged, ready to go for another good season. No doubt the competition is going to be unbelievably strong. It's going to step up like it does every year. And we're going to have to be on our A game, but we promise to do what we always do and go there and race as hard as we can right till the last lap.
The class of 2015 looks great. It's a world-class field from top to tail. The racing will be close and there's potential for upsets. The road to Sydney Olympic Park in December looks very appealing.